I think we sort of started the last session by dealing with the rest of the combat, which we had started in the session before, which was finding all of the scarecrow personnel in the spa. Um, and that was sort of like a few different encounters as we made our way through and like cleared the room out, cleared the space out. But we ultimately like the drow. I don't know if I got his name. Um, oh, in my notes, his name he's just asswipe drow. Um,
Oh.
And the reason why he's named that is because he maybe rolled a natural one. We don't really know, but he was taking an attack and he knocked out Cassandra pretty badly. But other than that, he seemed kind of like impressed by Cassandra, and so maybe he's something to do with the Raven Queen. Maybe we don't really know what his deal is, but there's a little more to him than that. And ultimately, we fought a tree and we won. And something wasn't so great. Does someone else want to pick up on why the tree was bad?
We set the tree on fire, and we were afraid it was going to spread to the rest of the building. We put the tree out of fire, but then we opened up the tree because we found out the tree had the magical lily flower was inside the tree. It was a weird ass place to put a flower, but it died. It's burnt to a crisp. And yeah. So that was kind of bad about the tree burning and the lily root also burning.
Yeah. I also remember we summoned the water elemental to help fight the fire that was on the tree.
Did so I think so we summoned the water elemental and he was around for an hour, but because we summoned it out of water, like because we broke the crystal out of water, that is it for our water elemental item, which is the first time we ever used, and it's okay. But afterwards though, we went around to the back and we took a long rest. But we went and checked the tower, and I don't know if we're going to clear the tower before we clear the temple. But the woman came out, Gorba. She said she was like a maid the hags were keeping, and she told us that Sylvari is trapped in the shrine, has the terrible curse on her, and the hags had cursed her into a Medusa, and that if we do go into the tower, there are traps in the tower. And we got the water element to collect a bunch of heads so that we can get paid for them when we go back to Duros. We have one hellhound, two hags, and Imbian. I think it's the devil dude.
Yes.
And we went and updated the water fae that lives in the pool. Her name's Serena, I think. Unless I spelled that wrong. And that's pretty much all I wrote. We were sitting down to take a short rest, and the water elemental went back to its home plane, I think. That's kind of where we left.
Yeah, I think that's a good overview.
And I did post the spelling in our Roll20 chat. You had it right.
I'm guessing I had it right before because that's how I spelled it. I was just very surprised at myself.
Good job. Very good job.
And remind me, I know we had Gorba who was here before. We have the water elemental Serena who's trapped, and then her partner is the one who got turned into the Medusa, correct?
Sylvari.
Yes, Sylvari.
Did we determine is Sylvari a human that used to run the spa? I think. I mean, not a human, but she was a person. She's not a water elemental, I don't think. I think she's a person.
Gotcha.
I think so too.
Okay. So there's like a handful of the guests are still in the thing, and we have yet to find the kobold. He's still hanging out somewhere. He seemed nice though. And I think our horses are all doing good too. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
And the tower is trapped. I don't know if you mentioned that.
The
tower
Yes.
warned us that the tower is trapped.
Gorba said that she would guide us through the traps if whenever we were ready, though. So
we definitely should. First thing we should do is plan.
Yeah.
It's either tower or temple. I don't think I ever got that massage or haircut. Sorry,
You definitely, you definitely did not. Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's a perfect segue as we jump into today's session. So you guys are just chilling out here, taking a short rest. It has ended, but anything you guys want to discuss and plan for while you finish up your short rest, go ahead.
So do we want to research more about this curse and maybe their offices, or
we can ask. I can maybe ask Michael if he knows anything about Medusa curses and how to undo them. But I mean, it's really like a hag's curse. I mean, I think we just need to figure out. I think as a starting point, we should try to figure out what did she deal for, and it was probably to get the get the lily root. I'm guessing that's some like crazy Fey plant. So if we don't get this one, maybe we can go into the Feywild and get another one for Michael. Now I'm just going off topic all over the place.
I mean, do you even know how to get to the Feywild? I feel like that's something difficult.
I mean, I feel like Roland, didn't you tell us that like your parents had, and like you as a kid you were in the Feywild? Like, do you know how to get there?
I definitely don't, and my parents said they didn't know what I was talking about when I tried to bring this up with them. But I mean, I could try to talk to the goat.
What about your goat friend? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's significantly possible that he's just listening to us at all times. So, yeah. But I mean, I feel like that might be like on like the lower end of things. I feel like we should first like talk to Michael, and then only if Michael's like, yeah, this flower is super important, then she can consider potentially even going to the Feywild to get it.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, the lily root is kind of lower priority than Paragor right now.
Right. I mean, Mr. Magic Michael Dune didn't seem that bothered when he first gave us this mission. He was kind of like, do it or don't. So, I mean, I don't know how much he's going to care. Hey, and maybe he can restore the black withered thing.
Who knows? Maybe if we can uncurse what's her face, we can do. That might help.
Maybe she has an extra. Like, I mean, it was something super important that is possible to be split in two, which I assume the hags might have been just lying about, but that's what they said. Then surely there's not just one. Like, they wouldn't just keep one. They'd have a backup in case, you know, one got destroyed. You'd think they would just, like, try to make as many copies as possible of, like, this important, beneficial thing, but
if you make too many copies, then demand, like, supply and demand doesn't work out, I suppose. But I will say, I think we probably should start with a tower, if nothing else, because whatever is going on with the Medusa, I won't be able to do anything about her curse until tomorrow at the earliest. So,
I mean, we could try just like talking to her, like going down there and seeing if like we can, you know, just have a conversation with her.
I mean, sure, we could definitely do that, but I don't want us to get, like, stuck in a situation where we have to, like, face her. Like, what if she doesn't have control over herself? What if she, like, is compelled to attack us or something?
I mean, I feel like we can run. We can just, like, get out of there.
I mean, like, it's... I think in this scenario, though, I feel if we do want to have a conversation with her, I think it might be better to go and do the research in the tower first, regardless.
I'm inclined to think there might be something beneficial in the tower.
Yeah, makes sense.
Do we feel confident though about the tower? I mean, I'm not completely tapped. I still have a little bit, but I mean,
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
pretty
good.
tired. I'm out for the most part, but I
can
had
still
to
wield
I
your.
unpoisoned most of the party this morning, so that's why.
That was why.
Well, Gorba, is there anyone in the tower?
Gorba's not with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh, let's go find
Gorba
Gorba.
is not.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's go
okay.
find Gorba. Yeah.
We'll stand up.
And she'll stand up too. We'll walk over towards.
I think
I don't know where
close
she was. We left her with the old couple?
You left her with all the other people, and I have this door blocked,
Oh,
so
okay.
let me just open this. A swing door opens, and you do see Gorba sitting at the bar as everyone else is talking amongst themselves. For Joel passive, I have this written. Yeah, all of you notice that there's definitely a vibe of being unsettled and unsure amongst most of the people, and some are taking it better than others. You see, for Tarvik, you can distinguish. You see that this drow in the corner is fairly calm and just kind of observing everyone, keeping to himself while the others are conversing amongst themselves. You also see this lady here, also relatively sticking to her own. And you see this gentleman over here who is familiar to you guys as Nidalus, the one who had an encounter with Rita, the one with the patchy hair. He's just kind of conversing with everyone and a little on edge. And you see the knight over here, Roland, that you were speaking to before, seems to be posturing himself fairly confidently and kind of almost taking control of the situation and calming the others, especially the couple here that you guys had spoken to previously, who look still very frightened and very scared. You see this figure here who, I think it was Cassandra. You actually ran into this drow in the hallway earlier when he kind of looked towards you in a very shocked manner and then decided to go into one of the rooms that was originally a little up here when you guys were fighting the hags.
Yeah.
And so everyone
right.
is kind of...
Scared.
Yeah, he was just there. And so everyone here is talking, but...
Is this person here?
That's
yes,
Gorba.
that's Gorba. Yep.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's just kind of sitting on the stool, still listening to kind of what Nedalus and this knight and this figure here and what these people are kind of talking about, but still feeling a little scared, and her demeanor hasn't changed too much from how she was outside, but she does appear to be slightly comforted that she's with other people. As you guys walk in, what do you do?
We have explored the entire place. It appears to be secure. Definitely tend to your wounds, take care of yourselves. Do not go out back to the temple or the tower. There's still danger stuff there. Don't go there. But yeah, you all should be safe now.
The figure here who spoke with Roland earlier kind of comes to you and walks towards you, Cassandra, and directly sends for you. So, are you taking control of the situation then?
I look at everyone else in the group.
Rita is looking at this drow that's over here.
In a moment of pause, he just goes forward and grabs your hand and says, "Anything we can do," and just shakes it very firmly. Let us know.
Oh, great. Yes. I know some folks were injured. Make sure they're taken care of.
Yes, I've been speaking with Osmond and Olive and Esther, and they're fairly shaken, but I believe they are handling it as well as one could.
Great. Yeah, there are no proprietors right now, so I guess just make sure chaos doesn't happen. Although
Make sure
chaos could be fun, but
don't eat the food.
Nobody gets hurt.
Don't eat the food.
Oh yes, that caused
drink the water.
poison. Mm-hmm.
He nods.
Yep. And yeah, you can still enjoy the spa water.
Very well. Everyone hear that? Everyone must stay calm. And he kind of just takes a look around, holds his glance over the drow over here for a beat, and then just continues to look, and he says, well, if there's anything we can do, please let us know. Everyone, please, let's continue to digest what just happened. And he goes back to seemingly just going over here to the couple and making sure that they're being taken care of, as the rest seem in better shape than these two.
Tell everyone that Death's Witness saved your lives.
Mm.
You kind of see blank stares from everyone, but they all just kind of nod a little bit. You see Nettles over here, before you even said that, just kind of sighs and just sits in a chair facing this way and just kind of sits there just looking vacantly straight ahead.
You see Tarvik squint up his face, as always.
This lady over here has not moved a muscle and is just sitting and observing. Same with the drow over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to the drow and I'm gonna say, hey, what's your name?
Need to know basis.
Well, I think I deserve to know since you attacked my friend and now you're just chilling.
It was an accident. And I apologize again.
So you can apologize by telling me your name.
No. And he just looks off in the distance and ignores you, and just continuing to see everyone else. Cassandra, this the other drow, who is more silver-toned in skin color, comes up to you. He seems a little tentative or a little timid, I would say, as he approaches you. But you can see he is like kind of shaking and just kind of like clenching his hands a bit as he approaches us. Are they dead? And he looks at you with a very firm, resolute gaze.
2 of them are dead. One's wounded and ran away.
He kind of breathes out in a shaky manner.
Yeah. Were you working for them, or did they do something to you?
Not by choice. But yes, I was working for them, unfortunately.
What did they have you do?
Terrible.
Yeah.
I am the...
Gorba was telling us, yeah.
I am the esthetician here. It's my official job, but they tortured me. And you can see he's like kind of holding his chin high, like he's trying to like overcome his trauma. But you can still see he's like been affected by it.
Well, we're looking to restore the original owner, who I hear is quite kind. So perhaps you could still pursue your, if you like your work, your work.
I don't know. You can see he's a bit reserved in his answer, as he seems to be just kind of like staring diagonally now compared to before when he was looking directly in your eyes. Thank you, and all of your compatriots, as he kind of looks towards the room, looking at Rita, Roland, and Tarvik.
You know, Roland could really use a haircut. I don't know if that's asking too much, but that would be a great way to say thanks.
You can see kind of almost like a sigh of relief and like a half smile. Says, very well. Perhaps in a bit.
Sure.
He just kind of nods towards you with his head lowered a little bit and just makes his way to the group where he was.
Hey, Roland, you get your hair done.
That's exciting, yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps though, as an indentured person here, he might, and perhaps Gorba as well, can give us some insights on if there's any other staff, if the kobold's cool, maybe. Hey, Gorba. How are you doing?
Hello. And you see she seems to be pulled kind of like from a reverie that she was in before. thank you again so much. You can see she's still kind of shaking.
I'll have us maiden you. Be well. Here, I'm gonna get you something to drink, and I'll make my way around to the other side.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, maybe, perhaps not, because of the potential poison aspect. I'm gonna do that. But, Gorba, are there other staff here besides yourself and the silver gentleman?
It was Ilmar, yes. And she like kind of half-heartedly points a finger over her shoulder towards the silver drow that you were looking at. And Ilmar, yeah, Ilmar.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, give me just a second. I need to find their names. Oh, and there was Glitter. He helps around with the more mechanical things.
A kobold?
Oh, you've seen him.
I don't sleep. but he's cool. He's good.
Yes, he is. He's been very kind.
Oh, good. Is there anyone else?
Yes, there's Falthrax. He came here recently, and he got. And you can see she's starting to cry a little bit, but she's trying to like keep it together. He's gone through the same things that we have. The torture. It's also terrible. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Is he in need of our help?
She just grasps your hands and starts to like silently sob a little bit.
Pat her a little bit. Is he in need of our immediate assistance? Do we need to go find Valthrax?
They kept us in the tower when they didn't have use for us. They're probably still up there
in the tower. Okay.
So we have more people to save.
Yeah. Anyone else, Gorba?
She just shakes her head.
Are you still willing to help us with the traps?
Yeah.
And she nods her head, wipes away her tears.
You're so brave. Thank you.
Are all of you ready?
Look over at the other two.
Tarvik? You guys ready?
Yeah, in the meantime, that this conversation between those two is happening, Tarvik and Rita, what have you been doing?
Darvik's just been sitting quietly at the bar.
Okay.
Not drinking anything because he's pretty sure half of it's poisoned and he's not sure what is what.
Uh-huh.
Just sitting quietly at the bar.
Okay.
Just waiting for everyone to finish sad stories while he just sits quietly and stares blankly ahead. But at his name, he'll turn and be like, Oh, is it time to go to the tower?
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good. What about Rita?
Rita is staring daggers at the drow.
And you can see the drow is very much so ignoring your pointed daggers. Just continues to observe the room, paying no attention. Anything else that you're doing, Rita?
I don't think so.
Okay. So if you and Tarvik have not done anything else, then Roland, Cassandra, you call them?
Yeah. You guys ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Rita?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. And I'll go to the drow and I'll say, thanks for saving my life back there. Even though part of the reason I was knocked out was because of you, but it ended up okay.
You can see his facial expression changes for a second, where he's just frowning like very severely. And he says this through gritted teeth. He says, "I'm very sorry again," and makes a point to look over towards your right hand shoulder where Your other party members seem to be.
I don't think Rita likes mysterious men, but I guess that's your thing. It's working for you. Yeah. Keep doing it.
He just looks at you blankly.
I just wink at him and leave. Give him a big old smile too. Kill him with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, everyone. We're gonna go
guys...
check out the tower and make sure it's safe. Please don't go near the tower. It's trapped, and could be more angry people. So just give us some space.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you guys can make your way through. I don't think there's anything blocking.
Yeah.
Gorba leads the way as well. Yeah. She's with you. I'm just gonna move her token. So you guys are in front here. And she takes you in to the front door, which has been left open since when you had forcibly opened it with the water elemental. You see as you walk in, it appears to be a foyer area. It has a central spiral staircase leading upwards. And you see that the staircase is, it's like flanked by 2 closed doors, each one set in the middle of a stone wall. You see a kind of like toppled over little table, it seems like, that Gorba had kind of knocked down in her frantic escape from the water elemental earlier. But other than that, you see that it looks like a fairly normal appearing foyer area.
Okay, let's go find Falathon.
Yes. If you'll follow me upstairs.
Yeah. Okay.
And so she's going to take you upstairs, and I'm going to change the map here.
And side check just to see if she's like faking it.
Yeah.
Like this whole sob story.
Do it DM to me.
Okay.
I do have detect magic up as well.
Oh, okay. Yes, I will keep that in mind. Yeah, so for Cassandra, that roll, you can't quite tell.
Okay.
Unsure. Cool. All right, let me change the map.
Ooh, new map. Can you put me on there?
Oh. I'm going to be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Map. Different section. Give me a second as I pull you all over into the actual place. I just need to double check that. Putting you in the right area.
I'm back.
Okay. Just pause for a second. I know you guys don't see anything, so just give me... I think you're in this room. Well, adjust as necessary.
Okay.
All right, so as you guys come here, you smell is the first thing. You smell like a dank kind of smell. It appears to be a kitchen and very well used by the smell of it. You see 3 tables standing in the room, one of which is covered just like a variety of vegetables and strange looking cuts of meat. And then you see a wood stove burning brightly against the far wall. A statue of a winged elf standing in the corner right here. And you see its face is kind of carved into an open-mouthed smile. And then you see a elderly dwarf standing before the stove right over here. His hands are kind of trembling as he tries to lift a heavy iron pot. And as soon as he notices your presence, he immediately lets go of the pot on top of the table and turns around and bows his head towards you and says, good morning.
It's okay. You're fine.
He immediately moves his head up and looks towards all of you in shock. Who are you?
We're Death's Witness.
We're your saviors.
We slew the hags.
2 of them. But yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His eyes go, like his pupils dilate, and you can see his mouth as agape is in agape with fear. as I would like all of you to roll initiative. Behind you, all of a sudden, the stone starts to morph as you see a gargoyle behind you.
Way to help us with that trap, Gorba.
She looks very shocked as well.
Why are we
Unfortunately,
being so mean to some of the NPCs? Like, the one guy is just
Nice
not
going,
interested in.
Gorba.
We have one person who may have accidentally hit Cassandra and we're mean to him. We have one person who's just not interested in Rita and we're mean to him, and now we're mean to Gorba because Gorba didn't know about a singular trap.
I think we're just a little mean.
Rita has attention problems.
Yeah. Cassandra has trust issues.
Yeah, that stemmed from somebody.
Yep.
Very real. Okay, let's see. Roland, you are first up.
Okay, gargoyle. Let's see. Because I am underprepared, I am probably just going to firebolt at it. Yeah, let's do that. Firebolt. 11 to hit.
That misses, unfortunately, as it strikes right alongside behind the wall. Let me get rid of this calming music.
I'm going to move over here, but that is my turn.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let me expand your tokens. They're tiny for some reason.
Mine kind of makes sense.
That's true. These will snap better. Okay. Cassandra, next up in initiative.
Alrighty. I'm going to stabby stab.
Step away.
11.
Ooh, same thing. It just strikes off the stone skin of the gargoyle and unflinching doesn't make an impact.
Offhand 11.
Oh no, what is up with all these 11s? That's weird.
I was way too shocked. Yeah.
The second one also, this one strikes like the base of it as it just kind of dodges out of the way. What else would you like to do?
I'll just step a little bit over here so people have room.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Okay. Tarvik.
I'm gonna pull out my great axe and take a swing at it. Hopefully not getting an 11.
Yes, sir.
I didn't get an 11.
No! What's happening?
Good news, everybody. I didn't get an 11.
Mm-hmm. We're so proud of you.
Yeah. I just got.
Man, roll me an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics.
I'm glad I
17.
stepped away.
As soon as you swing, you get like really good momentum. But unfortunately, that momentum works against you as you kind of hit the table for a second. Can you make a strength saving throw for me, please, as your axe is now stuck?
Okay.
It
6.
still stays. Next turn, you can try and break out, but right now, your axe is just jammed into the table.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
That's it.
All right. Rita.
All right, Rita's gonna step up to it, and she's gonna say something to it, and she's gonna say, waking up was a monumental error.
Classic Rita.
That should be 2d4. Why does that never happen?
Oh, I should have Gorba on.
There we go.
Let's see.
So it's a saving throw, DC 15.
Alright, give me a hot second. I'm just putting Gorba behind here. And then also roll.
So you roll 1d4?
Yeah, I was supposed to say I didn't see you roll the other one, but
Right. So it should be 2d4. So it rolled the 1 on its own, which was a 4. And then I rolled the second one myself.
You might have rolled a GM.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't see it on mine. That's why.
Yeah,
I will.
Yeah. Okay.
I will print screen. I don't know why it's such
No,
a...
You're fine. Yeah. You're fine. That's fine.
Nah, it's fault. It's
Okay.
fine.
I thought there was a bug.
Yeah. With Roll20, you never know.
Gone back here. Gorba would have gone and gotten away as far as possible.
Yeah.
And then we're back to Rita here, and a wisdom save from me. 5.
7 damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Very nice, very nice. You can see it's almost like shaking. The stone itself is shaking as it gets impacted. And any movement, or is that the end of your turn?
That's it.
Okay. It is now the Gargoyle, who will go for Rita, because you're the only one who actually got a hit on it, who's angry. So it's going to try bite and clawing at you, and you can see its mouth goes agape as it tries to strike you, but it kind of misses short as like its own body itself, the stone itself, is not moving forward as much as it would like, and it just snaps right in front of your face with a dolph. And then you can see it reaches its arm around and tries to grab you in the neck with its claw. You can see it just misses really short from your neck as it just swipes, and you can see it's just seething, looking towards you. But that's going to be in the end of its turn. Did not hit. My guy over here is going to join Gorba, and he's going to say, ah! And just kind of shriek. Roland.
Roland is going to cast Magic Missile at 2nd level at the thing. Second level. That would be 4 darts. Do I roll them individually, or do you just use this first roll?
Do the thing where and then multiply. It's
Nice.
just easier.
You did.
4 darts, right? Yeah, 24/7.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Anything else for your turn?
He is going to move back just a little bit too.
Okay.
That's my turn.
See, Cassandra, all of a sudden, glowing darts impact the base of the gargoyle here, and you can see some of the shards of its stone has fallen off. What do you do?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try and get there. Hopefully it's a weak spot. And stabby stab. Oh, there we go.
Very much so.
Alright. Sneak attack for my buddies.
Wowzers.
20.
Alright. You can see as soon as you slash, you get like a crack that happened from the magic missile, and it just immediately erodes a large chunk of its body. What is your flair for this as you go ahead and do your offhand?
Yeah, for the offhand, while it's like looking down at the crack at the bottom, I'm gonna like go for its neck and just lob off its head. And I hope the head like rolls and like lands right on like Rita's feet.
Oh, it definitely rolls, and as you state, Rita, you see the head just lolling to a stop in front of your feet.
I'm gonna just sort of like pick it up and be like, "Hey, Roland, want another head? You're holding these, right?"
Oh, I'm not personally. I mean, I think we have a pile outside.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in Tarvik.
That's where we can carry these things.
You guys are out of combat, officially. What? Oh, jeez. You can see Farthrax is kind of like falteringly saying almost nothing. As Gorba says, I'm so sorry, as she like hurries over. She goes, I didn't know.
It's okay. Any other statues? Warn us ahead of time. I don't trust them.
She shakes her head.
All right.
Who are you? Farthrax kind of comes up.
We are Death's Witness.
Yeah.
Torvik squints as I'm going to remove my axe from the table if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Yeah.
We are adventurers. We came here in seeking the lily root and ended up with a lot more than we bargained for. But right now we're just focusing on making sure everyone's safe. And then we're gonna go help Rena. No, wait, Silveri. Wait, which one? Silveri.
Silveri is the...
Yes.
Thank you. He just kind of goes up to you, Roland, and like holds her hand. and is just kind of like bowing a little bit. Thank you, grasping your hand very tightly. If you ever need a friend in me, I am there. Thank you. You've saved my life.
So you're a cook?
No, I'm a librarian at the Candlekeep.
Wow. Oh.
Certain circumstances led me here, and you've all saved me. Thank you. And he goes and kind of makes his rounds, quote unquote, to Rita, Tarvik, and you, Cassandra, as he just grabs your hands and clasps them, looking at your eyes and saying thank you very deeply.
Absolutely. We have friends at the Candlekeep.
We have friends at Duros Library. I don't know if we have friends at Candlekeep. I'm looking through my
really?
notes. What do I want to ask this person? Hang on. Roland's not
The
being bad.
necromancers?
No. It was about like I think it was about the fire at the library in Duros, and there was a thing about asking when we got to Candlekeep.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, this guy might be out of touch with what's going on there.
True, but we could ask him about Medusas. You can ask about that while I check my notes.
Yeah, do you know how we can cure Silveri?
Cure? And he kind of looks questioningly.
Gorba said she was cursed into a Medusa.
Oh, and Gorba pops up in here and just kind of chimes. I'm afraid I don't think Falthrax knows too much. Like he, unfortunately, is a recent victim here.
Sorry.
But yes, she has been cursed. Unfortunately, that's the extent of what I know. I don't know how to cure her. But with the hags being gone, I foresee that is one step forward.
Well, Falthrax, if you were a librarian, did you have were you a scholar? Did you have an area of focus?
Unfortunately, I was just trying to help out with the library. I was unfortunately not one of the great master sages who are there. I have little importance there, but I hope to someday.
Have you ever heard of a book called The Lore of LaRue?
The lore of... I apologize,
I
have not.
I think some colleagues at Candlekeep recently recovered the book in Baldur's Gate.
I may inquire about it upon my return. Of course, anything I may do to repay my life debt to you.
Okay, sure. Sure. I'm hoping and not that we're parting ways right now or anything, but if our paths should cross again, perhaps that would be helpful. Eventually, I think we'll try to make it to the library. But
He nods his head. Is there a method to communicate with you and contact you? A specific town, perhaps, that you are staying at, a building that I may write a message to?
honestly, the library in Duros, I'm looking it up. The keep. I should know the name.
Holdfast Herald or Herald's
The
Holdfast.
Herald's Holdfast might work okay, even though we're not there very often. But I don't know what you all think. I mean, I don't think we should have letters sent to us in Parabor.
Yeah, the Parabor is dangerous. Yeah, that should be fine, right? Can't the librarian use magic to send to you?
Yeah, I mean, if it's super important, I'm sure Eleonora has her ways. But yes, but if you want to send us letters in her trust,
or your sister, can she do that?
Yeah, that's fine too. I'm trying to feel bad about putting my family in danger. I guess I don't feel that. I feel like maybe Eleonora has more reasonable means to protect herself, but I don't know. Perhaps not.
I don't know. How about they fund the libraries around here? They didn't do a good job in Waterdeep.
No.
I apologize. So, I am sending this to the Herald's Holdfast in Duros. Yes?
Yes. If you have any information, that would be awesome.
He kind of nods. Understood. This is the least I can do to repay your kindness. Thank you.
DM, out of character, am I forgetting anything important about what I was supposed to ask about in the Candlekeep library? It was just that there was a book, right?
Correct. You didn't get too many specifics or details, but you know that it was the Lore of LaRue, the book name.
And Eleanor specifically said that we should like go and inquire about it, right? In Candlekeep? Or she not really say that?
I'm not gonna say 100% that's what it was, because I don't quite remember if she definitely said that or not. I just know that she messaged you. I think that might be something that we go back into the video and like play back and figure out what was said. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, because I did not take great notes on like do this exact step next. Just that there was a thing. Anyways.
We can look back.
Okay.
And my only notes is that we went to the library and started up some research, so not very helpful.
That's not. Do you know anything about necromancers?
He kind of looks at you This is to Falthrax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks towards you guys questioningly. Just that it is prohibited and a very evil magic. Other than that, I don't dabble.
Good to know.
Does detect magic pick up anything in this room?
No.
Okay.
Okay, well, there's people at the spa right now. It's safe there. If you want to go rest.
I know you said you weren't a cook, but if you were the one that was preparing the poisonous food, maybe you can help them with determining what is and isn't poisonous, potentially.
I only served them here. I was there.
Gotcha.
Well, then, maybe you can get some, like, decent food. I'm sorry, you don't have to work. You just, you've been working with these people. You don't enjoy yourself. There's a whole spa there for you to go and enjoy. Either you can take a bath still. It'll be fine.
Just don't eat anything or drink anything.
He just kind of nods his head a little unsure and says,
I mean, if you want to accompany us, we're not telling you to leave or anything. We're just assuming that you've earned it, so...
I will join the others, as you say. I honestly, I just want to be out of this place. And he just kind of looks around. You can see he's very tense.
Yeah, it'll be safe there. You can just relax in one of the rooms and take a breather and process this.
Thank you all again. And he looks towards all of you and just kind of like nods. Just kind of walks and goes out.
Mm-hmm. All right.
As he does, he goes. Gorba and comes in and says, "There are rooms where glitter must be in one of the rooms here." As she goes forward and says, "There are no traps in here that I'm aware of." As she opens the door here, let me move the dynamic barrier. Here. Alright, so as you guys go in, you can see very clearly that this room is disheveled. Piles of straw and moth-eaten blankets have been set up in this area as rough beds. And broken furniture and garbage is just strewn about. You see, in contrast to the squalor, 4 fine paintings hang along the curved outer wall. And Rita, this is where your detect magic starts to ping. Each of these paintings are glowing and have that aura. Each one is hauntingly beautiful, but also very strangely unnerving to look at. And you do see Glitter, who is kind of huddled on one of these, the mass of straw and blankets, like all these little rags have been put together, and he's just kind of laying upon it. As he looks up towards you as you enter, he looks fearful, as he's just like staying there motionless, as Gorba comes up to him and says, "Glitter, these people have saved us. We don't have to live in fear anymore. We won't be tortured anymore." And just kind of clasps his hands. And Glitter looks towards all of you guys as, yeah, thank you. He looks very unsure
I love
what's
him.
going on. both of them.
Yes,
here.
Glitter. We killed 2 of the hags. One's wounded and ran away. I wouldn't recommend lingering here unless we're maybe gonna save Silveri, unless you want to work for her.
I don't know what to say. And kind of looks towards Gorb and says, you don't know how much this means to us. Thank you. Thank you so much. You can see he's actually kind of like, you can see little water droplets around his little
Aww.
eyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Glitter.
I'm so happy that you two are happy. What's up with the creepy paintings?
Yeah, they're magic. Can I tell what school it is?
Is that detect magic? Remind me.
Yes, it is.
Okay. It is...
It's like the governor's painting or your mom's painting.
Come look at this one next to you.
What is it? It would probably be enchantment.
These are enchantments. Well, Roland, can you identify? Like, well, that'll take some time, right?
I can. It would take about just over 10 minutes. What is the subject of the paintings? And also, did they answer?
Sorry, what? What was the last part?
I asked Gorba and Glitter if they knew what was up with the paintings too. So, but
If they what? Sorry, you cut out.
if they knew what was up with the paintings.
Oh, yes. You see Glitter and Gorba both are kind of hesitant. They kind of drop their gaze down and say, Gorba speaks up and says, these were paintings that have cursed us and have tied us to this place and under the servitude of the hags. We're quite embarrassed about being manipulated in this way. And you can see Glitter pops up and says, yes, they're the ones that have trapped us and have made us serve them. I don't normally look like this, and the paintings did this to me. Rita, as you were looking at the paintings, you see one is of a brawny female golden scaled dragonborn warrior, like engaged in a very like valiant battle. In the next, you see a tall male tiefling with sparkling violet eyes wearing a lot of fine jewelry. In the third, you see a very youthful looking male dwarf dancing at a feast. And in the last painting, you see a very radiant female elf with a blue tint gazing upon her own reflection.
Ooh, is that Silveri?
Yeah, Silveri, was Silveri an elf before?
Gorba speaks up and says, yes, that is her. And looking towards the painting of the female elf.
Do you know what happens if we just destroyed the paintings?
I'm not sure of the magic, but I would hope that it would destroy the curse on us. Gorba speaks here.
Help us understand. Is the Golden Dragonborn warrior? Is this you?
She kind of looks down and nods.
I may not have caught it. What does Gorba look like? Because her token's obviously like this human female. Is she human looking right now?
Yeah, she. Let me bring up her description again because I don't remember what I said. Yeah, so she looks human, and she looks like very withered and like malnourished, almost aged as well. You can kind of see like wrinkles and like crow's feet on her face. She just looks very haggard, though she looks human, and she has like the brunette hair that is going down. Less youthful looking than the token is representing.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this. Okay, so this Golden Dragonborn may help me understand. Is this literally you? Is this what you used to look like and you don't anymore? What help me understand the painting?
This was me. Yes. She kind of now moves her gaze up to the painting, looking very sad, embarrassed, angry, almost even. A little resentful. She looks towards it and says, "That's who I was before I was turned to this shell of a person." She kind of grows silent, just looking at the painting.
I know this is hard. We're going to do everything we can to fix this. None of these reflect Ilmar, the drow.
They shake their head.
Okay.
Maybe he's going to give you a closer haircut than you think.
Yeah, it was a weird play, but let's focus on the 4 that we have. I assume this youthful male dwarf at a feast that is Falthrax.
Mm-hmm.
And
And we
this
have Sargeras.
and you are a tiefling?
Glitter pops up and says, I was promised to be. I think what Gorba was trying to say is these are the beings who we tried to become.
So the hags ask you to wish to be something, and they turn you into something else. They do the opposite, somehow magically.
They didn't tell us to wish for anything. We made the bargain with them willingly, but we didn't know what would become of us. We gained who we were, but after a year, we became this. And he just kind of out-chests his hands, looking kind of forlorn. We got what we wanted, but not for long.
I see. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
So, okay. That... Alrighty. I assume... So the goal is not necessarily get you to these forms, it's to get you back to how you were. You'd be happy if things just went back to how they were beforehand?
Glitter, just nods without saying a word, and you can see Gorba just kind of, tenses her hand a little bit and doesn't say anything.
Okay, I'm not passing any judgment on you all. We're just trying to help. I have one dispel magic today, and this seems like a good place to use it. Do you want me to try to dispel a painting before we try destroying a painting?
I mean, maybe we can identify the paintings first.
Oh, that's good. You just said. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to go ahead and sit down in front of Glitter's painting. Because I'm not 100% sure how Gorba feels. But sit down in front of Glitter's painting, and I'm going to cast Identify ritually over the next 10 minutes.
Okay. Glitter's one is over here.
Okay.
What are the other 3 of you doing?
Oh, this is some weird magic shit.
Do Gorba, would you like to, is there any more to this place? Any additional floors that we need to check on? Or anything like that? We wait on...
She nods and says, there's an upstairs. That's where the trap that I know about is, as well as some rooms downstairs, but I don't have the keys for the rooms downstairs.
Rita, are you checking it out like it's attractive, or?
I mean, she's just looking at it.
Alright.
Well, Cassandra, or maybe let's go upstairs and we'll undo the trap upstairs while Roland does his magic thing. And
yeah, I can do that. I understand mechanics. Yeah, go show us this trap.
Okay. I think here we'll just do a quick little break. So, going back to the schools of magic, I feel like instead of enchantment, it's probably transmutation.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So just retracting that. So as you get the answer from Gorba about, further rooms needing inspection, what are you guys doing? As Roland is still kind of doing his ritual cast.
Let's go check out the trap.
Yeah, let's go upstairs.
Right, so just you two? What's Rita doing?
Rita will keep Roland company.
Keep the painting company, you mean? Wink, wink. Alright, so Cassandra and Tarvik and Gorba. I'm gonna move your tokens together. And you are going upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. As you come up here, you can move down, scroll down on the map if you don't see yourselves. But you see Gorba before you guys move into the room. Gorba at the top of the stairs says, "Here is this is a spell that I'm aware of a trap. It's right here," and she points at the very top of the stairs. Tarvik, right where your token is perfect. She's saying that that is that triggers an attack. If anyone comes up here, they told us to avoid it. That we would be killed if we came up here, and they made sure to tell us of that.
Okay.
Cassandra, can you take care of it at all? And Tarvik will shift back and allow Cassandra to make her way to that spot.
Just in case you guys might want to take a step back.
Gorba happily takes a step back and says, "Be careful, they have powerful magic."
Oh, cool. You said you're fully tapped there, Tarvik?
Yes, I have no. I would say on a scale of any spell slots to no spell slots, I would say I have no spell slots.
Okay. Do you have a healing potion in case things go awry?
I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. All right.
I also you do realize that I'm also pretty good with medicine, so you wouldn't die unless you would disintegrate it or something. Then again, I don't think the healing potion would help. So, good luck.
You just pour it on my ashes. Yeah, no, that's dark. We're not gonna go there. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be fine. Yep. I'm gonna grab my thieves' tools and put on my spectacles and look around for any triggers that I can deactivate.
Make a investigation check as you hold your tools loftily in the air. It looks clear. I don't know what Gorba told you, but everything looks good.
So, Gorba, it's when you enter this area?
She nods her head, and she is very far below you. You can barely see her around the spiral. She just kind of peeks her head out and nods, and it goes back.
Okay. I'm gonna take my crossbow. I'm gonna take a step back, and I'm gonna just fire into the room and see if something happens.
Okay, you fire. The arrow you see lands and sticks against the wall over here. Nothing happens. Did maybe? And Gorba peeks up again. I never saw it happen, so maybe it was a lie? They didn't want us up here for some reason.
Could have been. I have some ball bearings. I'm just gonna scatter ball bearings into this area.
You see them roll across the floor.
I don't know. It seems safe. Tarvik, you got a shield?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought all clerics just had shields.
No.
I need to get you one.
You've been no. I mean, I fight with two hands. It's hard to. You can't hold a shield, and yeah.
There.
So.
Where are you, by the way, Cassandra and Tarvik?
I'm one step down from the top.
Okay.
I'm just behind her.
Okay.
Alright. I don't know, Tarek, should I just try and walk in? It looks safe.
You can try it, I guess. If you trigger something, I'll just be ready.
Alright. I will. Avoiding the ball bearings.
How are you rating yourself, Tarvik?
Oh, yeah.
Axe in hand. Potion, potion in theory also ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like in your hand?
I mean, maybe not in my hand because I need 2 hands for the axe, but like, moved out on my belt so I can grab it quickly if needed.
Okay. As seeing that, Gorba also just kind of like readies her stance, so she's a little bit further behind, but you can see her just see your body language, and she just kind of like braces against the wall and a little curious peeking over. Cassandra, what do you do?
Alrighty. I'm going to very carefully step onto the floor.
Okay. As soon as you do, what triggers is a glyph of warding. And you see and feel the impact of like acid. It's kind of like emanating from almost nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Let's see. Can you both make a dexterity saving throw for me, please? And I'm also gonna have to make one for Gorba.
Ooh.
Oh, no, Gorba.
So, hey, Roland,
Funny.
if you could, like, change your appearance and look like
Something I'm
anything
good at.
you wanted to, like,
Yeah, I was going to say, how am I rolling higher than you?
what would you make yourself look like?
Think about that a little bit. What would you make yourself look like, Rita?
I don't know. I already look pretty good. I mean, I guess I mean I might want to just always like my magic, like the my special appearances. I might just like do that. That's pretty cool.
Sure.
Or like like the new sort of like the shadow magic sort of stuff that I'm doing. Like maybe there's like a really cool outfit that would make that look really badass. I don't know.
Sounds cool.
As
Can I
you
just
guys
hear
are
something?
Yeah, as you guys are having this conversation, all of a sudden you hear a loud shriek that ends very abruptly as Gorba totally failed her save. And she falls backwards towards the ground, and you hear some dull thudding as she immediately then goes quiet. But for Tarvik, you save, so you take half. You take 11 points of acid damage. And Cassandra, unfortunately, you take the full 22. As like just searing acid pain scorches through all parts of your body that made contact from this. I mean, this thing enveloped both of you immediately and suddenly. The pain just scorching through.
I'm gonna turn around and like run up there.
You see at the base of the stairs Gorba's body completely like eviscerated with acid. You see like the skin off her face is almost like melting, essentially.
Can I, since I was kind of ready for something like this, would I be able to like react to it, sort of? I guess.
How about we'll say you took the dodge action. How about you go ahead and roll me? Well, you already saved, so no.
No, I meant less like for the damage and more for something to do to Gorba.
Yeah, okay. And I'm actually gonna give her advantage because she also prepared. Nope, she still sucks.
Yeah, I mean she's
Okay.
Yeah, can I just like
what do
can I
you
just
do?
I was just gonna
Too.
I was just gonna run and take the potion and dump it in her mouth.
Okay. It's just a common healing potion?
Yep, just common healing potion.
Okay. 2, 5, 7. Great. So you see Tarvik, you immediately rush down, and Rita, you do so as well, and you meet her at the bottom of the stairs. Actually, let's put our tokens here. You're here, and you're here. Roland, what did you do when you heard a shriek?
I would have stopped ritually casting and stood up.
Uh-huh. Glitter also runs over to see what's going on, so he's behind you. You see Gorba, like I said, lying on the ground. Tarvik, you immediately shove a potion of healing in her mouth. And you can see she kind of wakes up with her eyes wide and continues to scream, almost not realizing that like her pain has subsided from the potion, and she's still reacting from that last moment that she had living for a second earlier where she was just searing from the acid. And you can see she kind of ends her scream and kind of gasps, just looking bewildered around her. What was that?
I
She looks at
disarmed
her
the
arms.
trap.
Yeah, that was, I believe, it's a sort of disarming of the trap. Why don't you stay down here?
She,
And,
like, her
me and
whole
Cassandra
body
will
is shaking, and
look
she's just, like,
around.
staring at her arms that should be burned from what she remembered the terrible pain being, and she just seems a bit rattled. Like, she felt the excruciating pain, and then all of a sudden, she's here.
As after Tarvik says you stay down there, Tarvik will just go back upstairs
Okay, you go back upstairs.
and look at Cassandra and make sure that Cassandra is all right.
Ow. Is she
Rita,
okay?
you're just at Gorba.
He's
Just
alive.
staring at her arms.
I start picking up my ball bearings.
Interesting. Is it done now? Can you step on it? Does it do it again?
Oh, wait.
Oh. I thought I was just here.
Wait, hold on. That's a good question. Let me read this.
I think if it's a glyph of warning, I think it is
It's
once
just one.
once
Yeah.
triggered. But Tarvik doesn't know that, right?
Cassandra went
Tarvik just knows
She'd
big
like,
acid
oh, shit.
trap, right?
Is that a thing? I'm still moving.
Yeah, I don't think it says anything. You're fine. But going to Rita. Rita, what are you doing as you were looking down at Gorba? She's just
I'm just
staring
like-
at her hands.
Do you need anything? Can I get, like, I don't know, is there water somewhere? Like, are you okay?
She just turns her head back and looks at you and doesn't say a word with her mouth agape. That's all. You just get a faltering, like,
Okay, maybe I should go make sure that, like, what was that, like a magic thing? Maybe I should go up and help. I could have seen that coming from, like, 30 feet away. So I'll go upstairs.
Okay, you also just leave Gorba.
Perfect. I swear I'm good at disarming traps. I've done it plenty of times before you joined us. You know.
Roland,
Without
you
my
hear out of the corner of the doorway, Glitter going up to Gorba and saying, Gorba, are you okay? What happened to you? And there's, like, no response from Gorba, but you can hear Glitter, like, comforting her. It says, it's okay, Gorba. It's gonna be okay.
Glitter's
fine.
MVP.
I'm back to ritual casting. She's fine. I can't help that. I'm not gonna be good at helping that.
You need to like hire a therapist to travel with us.
Yeah, adventurers go through some shit.
Yeah.
Tarvik's not awful, I don't think, for that. But...
No, Tarvik doesn't handle his feelings well either. It's just not shown as it's just better than everybody else, and that's just a low bar.
Just a low bar. Okay.
It's
This bottle.
you know what it's like. This is exactly what it's like. I don't know if like other places have this, but like when I was younger, they always did like roller skating limbo, and like
yes.
when you're a little kid and the bar goes that you don't need to move at all and you just slide right under it. That's what Tarvik is, right? Not good, just okay.
Yeah. Just able to get
Mm-hmm.
through.
Yeah.
As Cassandra, you pick up your ball bearings and you just kind of wait there momentarily as Tarvik says, hey, is that going to trigger again? You all pause for a second, and then Rita just comes up from behind.
Rita, be careful, there's a trap. I think I disarmed it.
Do do I see any traps?
Make an
do I see?
investigation
Does
check
anything
for me.
ping on magic? Sorry, I think I was talking over you.
Oh, investigation check. Your detect
Okay.
magic doesn't sense anything, but you can just roll
Okay.
your investigation.
Good job, Cassandra.
I'm still like,
Are you
my
okay?
face is still like steaming a bit from acid. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. My eyes are like tearing up.
Everything looks okay.
All right, I guess it's okay. And I'm just gonna sort of come into the room and give a look around as well.
So, Rita, immediately your detect magic makes you aware of something here in one of these chests. But as you come up here, all of you notice that the air grows considerably cooler as you reach the step here, and it has the space has like a very putrid smell to it. What might have been an elegant bedroom has long since been soiled and completely ruined. You see murals of Sunni that used to line the walls and have now been defaced with like dirt and filth and slashes. And you see 3 beds are covered in moldy blankets and animal furs. And this one is a topped canopy. You see like giant bones and just very smelly untanned hides. Over here, Rita, like I mentioned, you saw crates as well as over here and over here. And you see they're just scattered throughout the room, almost like they're being used for furniture. And you can see that some tops have been kind of slightly broken open. You see like broken weapons and just like little pieces of cloth hanging out from some of here. And, you know, just like miscellaneous items. Like you see like a little crowbar, and you see like a broken, what almost be like a slab of plank that seems to have been like half carved into almost like a pointy end, but maybe have been given up on. But it just seems like a very dirty, disheveled area. But Rita, you did notice that in this particular box there was magic emanating from it.
This room gives me the creeps, but there's magic. There's something in one of those boxes.
And
Hey, Tarvik, look, a
it's
crowbar.
divination.
Oh, and it's divination.
Oh, but did you just find a crowbar and picked it up, or is this your crowbar?
This is another crowbar, I think. I check my bag real quick. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you maybe think that after stepping on a random floor tile that we might not want to pick up random crowbars we find randomly placed around the ground?
Nope.
Gotcha.
Did I? Okay, you want it?
Yeah, I mean, supposedly you are really good at finding traps. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What was that?
Rita, you said there was a chest somewhere.
Yeah,
you know
there's
which one?
Yeah, she'll point at it.
Mm-hmm. And it is this one.
Okay, let's all step back again. This is what's going to be trapped, Tarvik.
Okay. I stand back here.
Okay. You too, Rita. Thank you. All right. Put on my spectacle, take out my thieves' tool, start
All
looking
right.
for traps.
All right, make an investigation check for me.
All right. I'm gonna use my inspiration
Okay.
because I want to look good in front of Tarvik.
Advantage. Oh my word.
Man, you look so good in front of Tarvik. Tarvik is very impressed.
All of you see, or not all of you, but Rita and Tarvik, you see Cassandra just taking out her thieves' tools, and she's just holding them in the air in front of her, almost like she's holding a knife and fork, just in front of her with her hands, like barely touching anything, just kind of hovering close to the box, and she just kind of like takes a look. She just looks left to the box, looks right to the box. Cassandra, it looks clean to you.
Okay.
Rita gives her a thumbs up.
I give her a thumbs up and I try to open the chest.
You know, put away your tools and you reach forward to pull the top off, and it easily comes off. You see inside the box a bunch of scraps of clothes that are very smelly and very dirty, perhaps soiled even. And you also see like a broken hammer. You see like a broken mirror, as well as a serving plate that seems to be very tarnished. And amongst all of these items, you see a piece of parchment that is rolled.
Looks like a bunch of junk.
Well, something in there's magic. Maybe it's magic junk.
Okay. I give you the parchment. It's pretty interesting. What's it say?
As soon as you touch the parchment, Kassan,
It's a glyph of warning.
Another glyph of warning.
Mm-hmm.
you lift it up and read it. That's exactly what is glowing in your sight. You see it's emanating from this object.
Yep, it's that's it.
Is it that? Is this like a bomb? Am I holding a bomb?
No, it's divination, so it's gonna I don't know, it's gonna tell you something. It's probably a spell scroll, given that it's just some rolled up parchment.
Oh, divination. Is that a Tarvik thing?
I mean,
I don't know what spell is it.
I hand it to you. I don't know.
I look at it. Can I read it?
You can read it, yes, but you're not familiar with the spell.
Okay. Would I understand what the spell does by reading
no,
it?
you do. You do, actually.
Okay.
You know that it is a spell scroll of clairvoyance.
Oh, okay.
It's familiar to you. It's something that you've... Maybe, I don't know if you've prepared it, but it's in your inventory of items that you know.
Okay.
Spells that
Rita
you
is
I know of it,
standing
at
up on her tiptoes to look over Tarvik's shoulder and try to read the scroll as well.
cute.
I'll roll it up and be like, yeah, I do know this spell. Maybe we give this to Roland though, to put in his book.
Oh.
That's
Is that what
that's
that
a good
book is
idea.
for?
I assume so.
Yeah, you've never seen him scribe in there? You guys are not paying attention.
I thought it was just like his diary.
He does seem like the type to keep a diary.
Do you ever talk to Roland? Do you know this guy? We've been adventuring with him.
I mean,
Well,
do
it's
I?
very
still haven't-
private. A diary is very private.
I
You've
feel like I
also
know.
seen me written a diary. I definitely have more than one book.
You see, you see. I don't know. I feel like I know more about Roland than I know about most of you.
Yeah, we don't even know. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've met Roland's parents and his sister.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, that might be. You met my aunt and uncle, maybe?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or grandparents? Or did I think it was grandparents?
I think grandparents died.
Oh, okay.
That was part of the Gloomer attack.
Oh, they died in the Gloomer attack. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But the
Oh,
aunt
well.
and uncle are really nice. If they are. Not confirmed yet.
Looking through the junk there, do I see anything I see all that. Would I take any of that as particularly useful to me? I know that's a weird question to ask, but
Let me think.
Any magically jarred rainwater.
well, yeah. I mean, look, it's a box of junk, and Tarvik has a literal skull case filled with junk. So
Mhm. Cool.
I don't want to say oh man, Tarvik has some similarities with the hag, but it's not far off.
Really? What are you looking for there, Tark?
The serving plate,
Something useful.
if cleaned up, you think could be worth a little bit of money, but nothing to the point of earning you riches. That's the only
take this.
thing that you would consider being useful.
Take the serving plate at least.
Okay, mark in your inventory. Do tarnished serving plate, and then 2 asterisks.
Asterisks. Okay. That in there.
Okay.
I also
Unless-
when I'm looking through my bag, I also say to Cassandra and say, "Oh, we should get that gargoyle head before we forget as well."
Oh yeah, I thought you already picked it up.
Oh no, I didn't. But yeah, I can
Okay.
do that.
Yeah. Oh, well, no clues about the Medusa, huh? Is there any
Hopefully,
papers or anything around?
Well, I mean, I think the painting is a clue. Like one of those paintings is
Yeah, that's true.
Silveri, right? So if we can, if Roland can figure out how to, undo the magic of the paintings, then maybe we can fix her.
It's something to do with her looking at a mirror. Okay. I'll go back down to Roland.
Okay. And we'll move your token.
the same.
Okay. What about Rita?
Yeah, I don't want to be up here, especially not alone, because it's creepy.
You all make your
You go
way,
start
and
the other two.
you all pass by Gorba, who is still in the same exact place she was, and the exact same position. And Glitter, you hear Glitter comforting her, rubbing her back, saying, "It's gonna be okay, Gorba." You just pass by and go into the room. Roland is sitting there, touching the painting, just concentrating. Anything else you want to talk about before we go to Roland's identify?
Oh, I get the gargoyle head before I forget.
Oh,
I go in
yes.
here, I chop off the gargoyle head, and I put it in my bag.
It was already decapitated.
Oh, that's even better. I take the gargoyle head.
Yeah, I did.
My bag now has
Decapitated.
3,
Yeah.
4, 7. I have 7 heads in this bag.
Is there any way, like a kettle and some tea leaves, I could put on some tea for everyone?
Yes, absolutely. You find,
Oh, I'll be
though
down.
not in the best condition, regular kitchen supplies.
Gorba, I'm gonna fix us some tea, help you relax. Why don't you get yourself comfortable?
No movement from her.
I just continue on.
Just traumatized.
Yeah.
Traumatized.
Yeah.
What about you, Rita?
Rita's, I think, just gonna hang out and wait for the identify.
Okay, great. So, Roland, as your time comes to an end here, you realize that this is a very complex type of ritual / magic. You don't necessarily know the specifics of it. However, you can tell that there are 3 components to this. One has to do with the paint. One has to do with the canvas. And the other, give me a second. What is the third? Why am I not remembering? And the third is something that ties all of these things together, though you're not quite sure specifically what that might be, whether that be words to a ritual or the manner in which things are placed on the canvas, or perhaps the intent behind the drawing itself, like who draws it. But you know that there is something that ties the 3 of these together that, once combined, creates a type of curse, if you will. Though it's all magic, but what this does is it basically curses someone to be or feel or think the opposite of whatever is on this canvas. And based on, you have a high intelligence, so I'm not going to make you roll for this, but based on the stories of what Gorba and Glitter told you, what might have happened is that whatever was depicted in this is what the people wanted. And so that was depicted, they got what they wanted, but very shortly after, they got the exact opposite. So you see all of these images being of like beautiful or some kind of positive painting. However, as you look at the victims, you see that they've regressed into something very opposite. And so that's what you gather with the identify. I don't know if you, with identify, you would necessarily get how to destroy it, but you know there's magic emanating from at least the one that you're touching.
Okay. So I guess, do I know, yes, it would be the next one of the questions, but, I lost it. What was I going to ask? So it seems like, do I get the impression that this magic stands on its own? That if we killed all 3 hags or do something like that, that would not necessarily have any effect. This is not like linked to its creator in some way?
You would know that, yeah.
Okay.
You feel the strong magic permeating from this, and it is standing on its own. And you don't feel...
And then and just based on something I thought I heard Gorba say, do I get any impression that these paintings are in any way physically preventing the people from leaving this place? That it's somehow binding them to the tower or to the spa?
From the information that you know, you have to answer to that.
Okay. And I can only speculate on what would happen if we destroyed one of these paintings.
Correct. And identify wouldn't tell you whether or not it's actually tying anyone.
Okay. Do I also get the impression that I would not be able to target the painting as a whole with a dispel magic, that I'd have to pick like either the paint or the canvas or something else, and that it probably wouldn't work?
No. What you get from the identify is that this is one in of itself because it's been completed.
Gotcha. Okay, group. Well, I'm gonna try to pass on that information to the group a little bit. I feel like our options are. Well, we probably should talk to the people that are subject to this painting. See if there's any other effects. But I mean, if they're okay just living out the rest of their lives as they are, I'm not sure that we need to do anything. But we could attempt to destroy it, or we could attempt to dispel it, I think. Or Tarbit could attempt to remove curse on it. I think those are our kind of 3 options. Either on the remove curse on the person, remove it on the painting. I get to dispel the painting, or we could attempt to destroy the painting.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I think at least in the case of the Medusa, I don't think it's an option to let her stay as she is, but the other 2, it might just be the road life has led them down.
We can certainly talk to them about it. I think you said you can only attempt it to dispel one of the paintings, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
today.
Today.
Yeah.
I can't do remove curse today, so I guess the other option is just trying to break them today. So
between dispelling them and breaking them, I'd be more inclined to try to dispel it first and try to remove curse before I'm inclined to, destroy it. I mean, unless we wanted to, maybe, destroy, a small part of it or something and see if that does it. Seems better, but I don't know. I'm just scared about destroying it.
We could also maybe ask Michael for help or even Greensong.
Message the hag?
Yeah, message the hag.
You want to message the hag?
I have a feeling the Greensong will not exactly give us information, and any information given is not going to be good information. But
well, I think it's important you have to talk to the people that are cursed, though, because if they don't want to risk it, I mean, if they want to just stay as tea?
You see Gorba just doesn't move at all, and Glitter accepts your tea and says, thank you, miss, and just kind of sets it in front of Gorba so she can see it, and says, keeps rubbing her back and says, Gorba, you're gonna be okay.
It would be pretty fun to try to just break the paintings. Can you imagine just sort of punching through one of them and I don't know, like that could be fun, right?
You hear an enthusiastic response, Rita. He says, "Finally, yes! Just destroy it. Who cares what they think? Just do it."
Who's they?
The hex.
Have you come in here for a second and talk to us about the painting? Like, did the hags? Have you all tried to destroy them? Has the hags warned you against it? Like,
Are you talking to Glitter?
yes, I am.
He says, I'm sorry, what did you say? And just kind of looks back, almost like he didn't hear your question.
Was he the one that said yes, just destroy it, or was that someone else?
Oh, that was to Rita. That was totally to Rita.
Yeah.
That's Pick. Okay, never mind.
Hmm.
There's just sort of like this little bit of a glimmer in Rita's eye as she goes back to look at the paintings.
But Roland, what about your mom? Hasn't she done magical painting? And I start handing everyone tea if they take it.
Oracle won't take any of the tea. for very obvious reasons, but he won't say them.
I'm sure it's fine. I boiled it.
Harvick still doesn't take the tea. Knowing full well, knowing herbalism a little bit, he doesn't drink the tea.
Fair enough.
So who
Yes,
takes
so
the tea?
Well, is this tea that you brought with us, or is this tea you found in the kitchen?
Well, Falzark said this kitchen was safe, so I found it in the kitchen.
Okay, I do not drink the tea.
I've had like a cup already. I'm like,
What about Rita? Do you accept the tea?
Oh, Rita. What would Rita do? Rita's distracted. She's not paying attention to anything.
Mm-hmm.
She's just getting really excited. So yeah, she'll take like a cup and she'll drink it just absentmindedly. She's not listening to any of the conversation at this point.
Mm-hmm. So for Rita and Cassandra, who have drank the tea, it is delicious. It is of a very fine quality. Apparently, these hags enjoyed the finer things in life.
y'all missing out. Great. Anyways, yeah, why don't we ask your mom, Roland?
I mean, we can try. She's far away, and two, she was very unhelpful last time I asked her about magical paintings. And I don't think this is her area of expertise.
Could Rita message your mom?
Technically, yes, but I thought we were going to try to like save that for the Medusa asking about that. Unless she has more than one.
What about fire?
You gotta chill a little bit.
Okay, Rita's in a separate conversation right now. Moving on from that.
Fire doesn't normally break magical things, right? Like,
I
I've been
think
lit on fire, and
yes, but like destroying things in general, I think oftentimes breaks whatever magic's on them. That is a way to do that, and fire would definitely accomplish that. But it could also be bound to them in some way where they would die as well.
you could just like cut off a little corner of one, see what happens.
I mean, I don't fully object to that. Just like chip just a little bit away from the canvas and see a small amount of damage affects them. It might confirm at least whether or not they're linked if they get like a small cut or something.
Mm-hmm.
Rita, do you want to do the honors?
Yeah. And Rita's
You are reading my chat skew, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Rita is sort of like smiling and getting excited. Which one of these is she gonna go up to? I think I'm gonna go to the tiefling that I was looking at before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to like try to pick it up off of the wall, and a little bit. Well, I mean, I guess this is probably a roll to try to do this, but she's just gonna try to like, you guys have been talking about like breaking off a little bit of a corner. Like Rita like picks up the painting and is ready to like just break it over her knee, like snap it in half if she can.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa, yeah. Not what we talked about.
Is this an athletics check?
All right. All of you roll initiative for me to see who reacts first. As you catch it in the corner of your eye.
I'll roll for Tarvik, but I don't think Tarvik's gonna try to stop.
Wow, what is up with today in 11s?
Oh wow! All right,
Rita.
Rita.
Oh yeah, Rita, you totally blow it out of the water. Make an athletics check for me.
What painting is this?
This is the tiefling.
Yeah.
This is what we like.
Glitter.
This is the tiefling one is this one actually right over here. It's the second one. Oh, Tarvik, that was a natural one initiative.
Yeah.
Well,
second natural one of the day for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way. That's good. Okay, so all of you see out of the corner of your eye, Rita just immediately takes this off, and as you go, you're like, no! Like in slow motion. She just whack, like over her knee. Rita, unfortunately, it does not break as the pain in your kneecap starts hurting and it starts growing. Oh, this thing hurts and it did not break. It is just now on the ground as you let go.
What was that?
I was doing the thing. I was gonna break it. That's what you guys wanted, right?
We said a tiny piece. We said maybe test to see whether or not the damage would be proportional to like physical damage to the person.
I peek my head out and look at Glitter. Does he look
Can you
like he's affected
imagine?
at all?
Can you imagine like if we can like if we like break the hag's magic, that would be so like that would be such a like a, oh my gosh, I'm gonna, and like you can see Rita like lifting her leg up to like stomp on the pin.
Going to grab her, attempting to.
Okay.
Contested roll. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Rita, you're definitely going on your own thing. Yeah. So go ahead and roll. Let's do athletics versus athletics. Just see if you can hold her back.
I would like to use inspiration.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Oh, that's a natural one for Rita. Oh, by the way, Rita,
Nat 20.
you're rolling DM, so I don't think they can see your fun rolls.
Am I? Oh my.
Yeah, but that was on that one.
I'm on I guess so. I'm on dark mode, so I didn't realize it's
Yeah, the sheets are all messy.
I'm not a fan of dark mode. I think they could have done it a little better.
Nah.
There are some
I don't
things
think
that
so
look
either.
bad, but like honestly, I think that most of the reason why I initially don't like it is just because it's not what I'm used to. But I use everything in dark mode just because it's easier on the eyes. So I'm happy
I hope they improve it, 'cause
to adjust.
I would love to use it, but I just don't like how some of the things look. Yeah.
I agree.
I hope they do improve it.
Yep.
Same.
But yeah, that's funny. Nat 1 and Nat 20 contested. So Roland, you are able to stop Rita.
I take my +2 short sword and just try to stab the bottom right corner of the painting.
Okay, roll roll an attack for me.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you roll an athletics for me as well.
Okay. Not my strong suit. Oh, Nat 20!
Ooh, nice. You see, as your blade strikes down upon it, you see that, like, the painting cracks a bit. And it seems strange because it's not like glass, but it's cracked like glass, where you see, like, little spindly cracks going from the focal point of your blade. No other change other than that.
Glitter
I think
didn't.
I did it?
Glitter didn't go to his knees, clutching his heart or anything.
I don't know. Can you see glitter?
Click on Glitter!
I was gonna say I can see glitter, and I'm up now. So what happens to glitter?
You can see nothing changes. He is just still comforting Gorba.
Does that mean they're stuck in their form?
So detect magic. Do I see whether this painting is still magic?
Yes, the magic is still glowing.
It's still there. You didn't. I mean, I think it takes more extreme measures.
Like,
I don't.
You want?
Chill out, Rita. We need to confirm before we stick someone as a Medusa for the rest of their lives.
I mean, at this point, yeah, that's fair. We probably shouldn't try to keep breaking it. It seems like it's close, though. Maybe.
What now?
Oh.
It seems like it's close to breaking, right?
It is close to breaking. I feel like we need to ask Glitter if he wants us to break his painting. Like, shouldn't he be deciding this?
I mean, Glitter is 10 feet away next to the open door. Glitter can definitely hear this entire conversation. Right, Glitter?
Glitter.
You see he kind of peeks his head out the door and says, do you need me for something?
Yes. Sorry. Glitter, how do you feel about us breaking your painting?
I would very much not like to be in this form anymore.
Well, there's a possibility that if we break the painting, you might be in that form forever.
We just need to break the painting!
If we do nothing, then we won't ever know.
Or if we dispel it?
We could also dispel it. I feel like I should just dispel it. I'm not gonna use it on anything else today. I mean, if I let go of you to cast a spell, will you not,
You have 6 seconds.
Let go of with her, and I'm gonna cast dispel magic onto the painting that has been cracked.
Alright, you cast dispel magic. Rita, you notice that the glow fades.
The magic's gone.
Feeling Glitter?
Glitter, okay.
Glitter's still looking at you guys, having it been just in the midst of conversation. Nothing has changed about him.
Okay, maybe we need to, uncurse him in addition to having destroyed the painting?
How many times can you uncurse, Tarvik?
Oh, boy. If I push myself, 5, I suppose.
Enough.
But I will be pretty drained for tomorrow as well.
Well, wait a second. Didn't you say that didn't you find out that they're all sort of connected? Maybe we have to break all of them before it'll happen. Rita just pulls out her longsword and cuts the
Rita, what is with you?
cuts the paper the painting, Glitter's painting, in half.
Okay, make another initiative roll, guys, for Rita.
If she's targeting Glitters, I'm not going to stop her. I'm just protecting the ones that are still going.
Oh, okay. Which one were you targeting, Rita? Glitters, right?
Yeah, Glitters.
Okay, so Roland, you're not reacting. Cassandra and Tarvik, are you reacting?
I will move over. Which one's Silveri's? I just want to protect that one.
Silveri's last one.
Alright, so I will quickly move over there and just block.
Okay.
I'm guarding this one.
Okay, you're guarding that one.
Tarvik sighs deep enough that it's a full action to do.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, that is great. Do you have inspiration?
Yeah, I do.
Shucks, I would have given you one for that.
I know.
Okay, so great. Rita, so you go ahead and attack it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you slash down, the entire picture itself cracks open and seems to almost darken, like it's been burned. And then you actually see Glitter go, "What?" as his body starts to transform. And you see in front of you no longer a timid kobold, but let me see who was Glitter before. Yeah, you see a purple tiefling, though not as beautiful as the one in the photo, or in the one in the painting. You do see a male tiefling just sitting there, looking at his eyes.
You're a genius! You're a genius, let me at them!
Wait, let's just make sure there's
You
no
hear,
ramification.
yeah, you hear Pick in your head just screaming in happiness. Just, yeah!
Glitter, first off, does this closed?
Yeah, they're ripped.
Okay.
He's
pretty
wearing a tank top
exposed.
and very tight shorts.
Yeah, clearly
Uh-huh.
exposed. But he's just kind of staring in shock at his arms, and you even see Gorba. Well, Tarvik, you might be the only one who sees Gorba, but she's even turned to look towards Glitter with her mouth agape, as he's just standing there looking at his arms. Whoa, whoa, this is me again. Thank you. I don't even know your names.
We are Death's Witness.
Mm.
Yeah. But, all right, let's do this. Rita.
Yeah, he just
Alright, here.
shocked and standing there, and then turns to Gorba and says, Gorba, you must look different too. You don't want to appear back and be in your own body. And you can see she's still kind of like a vacant look in her eyes. She doesn't respond, and Glitter just kind of sighs. Gorba, it's okay. And then goes back to comforting her in his new form.
Why don't we save Gorba
Hang
from
on.
last then? And
Yeah.
let's do the other two for right now.
Is there something to calm her?
Oh, I could.
Calm emotions.
Yeah, I could do that if that's a good idea.
Let's get like a.
But I'm a
like,
little
legit
I'm a little
response.
preoccupied with this other idea that I have, which is to pull out my long sword in hand, double handing it with the.
Alright, just don't do Gorbas yet. I'll pretend.
Which
that
one's
one.
Gorba's?
You're standing in front of Gorba's.
Should we wait to do like Faltrax 2 to maybe talk to him? If he wants it?
He look the same as his painting, or he looked
Look
different.
less happy.
Oh yeah, no, he was very haggard. Though he remained. What was he? Yeah, he still had his like dwarf-like form, but I mean, it looked like he endured a lot. Like he aged. He kind of like Gorba, just very haggard and old age looking.
Rita, I swear I will let you destroy all these paintings if you calm Gorba. Do you hear me, Rita?
Oh, sorry, I was double muted. No problem. Yeah, so I'll just sort of come over and stand in. I'll just come over and stand in the entryway here, and I'm just going to cast this, and this is going to hit everyone. So enjoy your calm emotions.
Goes really well with the key.
Let's see. That's probably no problem. Yeah, no problem. You see Gorba just kind of, even though her face was vacant, it's kind of now neutralized, and she just kind of has like a neutral resting face. And she's just kind of standing there looking at you guys now. She's gotten up off of her feet and says, well, that was a lot. You can see she's vocal now.
Yeah, that's fair. We're going to.
Can I destroy your painting?
Glitter.
I want to
Yeah.
destroy your painting, but they won't let me do it without your consent.
I'm a bit conflicted, if
Please?
I'm honest with you. She's a little taken aback by your persistence, but she says, okay. Very mutely, she says, okay. So
Alright,
it's easier
Rita.
for me to just tell you, Rita, instead of keeping and typing with you. As soon as she says okay under her breath, Pick just overjoyed says, yes, destroy it all!
And
Destroy the Hags
Rita
magic!
sort of like,
He's stronger than the hags!
Rita just like pulls out the longsword. She's like smiling and laughing gleefully as she swings and cuts through the painting.
Okay, make an attack roll for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then make a athletics check for me, please. As you go ahead and slash, you make contact with the painting. However, as soon as your blade tries to slash through, you feel a wave of pain course through your head, and you're taking 14 points of psychic damage as the wave just pounds through your head like the worst migraine in the world. For a hot instant, it throws you off balance. And as you take a look at the painting, it is unscathed.
Rita?
You hear picking your
Ow!
Why'd you stop? Slash again.
Wait a second. No, my head hurts.
Maybe someone stronger should do this? Or the Dispel Magic did something?
Possibly the Dispel Magic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Seems the most likely. I mean...
How many of those do you got?
I've got a better idea.
Tomorrow.
And I put my long sword away and I pull out like pick, and I'm holding it by the neck of the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna swing pick into the painting.
Okay, Amelia with pick. Alright, let me bring up... I need to write this down in a more easy.
Yeah, this isn't gonna go well. This is with my strength. I think I don't even know if I have proficiency with pick.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's see.
I mean, there is something I could do that would be smarter than this, given what pick just told me.
I think this is a regular attack roll, right? I need to bring up
Yeah,
my notes on pick.
It's a regular attack roll with my strength. So I'll just do a strength check, probably.
You would if you're a hexblade though, right? So I guess you're proficient with all martial weapons through that.
Let me double check.
Not pick.
I don't think it's pick. Yeah, I remember. I'm like 90% confident you don't have proficiency with pick.
I know that I can't use pick with my what is it called? Hex Warrior feature. So it would be strength instead of charisma. But I am proficient with martial weapons.
Oh, well then maybe that's what I was thinking of then. Okay, I'm bringing up my old notes because my transition into Obsidian is tricking me right now. I thought I put it in, but I guess I didn't. So I'm bringing up my old notes. Yeah, for now, just roll it with your strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I have proficiency,
I'll
then
revisit
this will be +2.
Yeah, just add it for now, and I'll revisit it. I'll make a note here.
Okay, that's a 7.
Oh. Okay. As you strike through, go ahead and make me an athletics check with disadvantage.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I'll just do it at disadvantage. I'll take more damage. There we go.
Oh wow, pyramid of 5s. Okay. You take 12 points of damage as you slam down again with pick. And this time the shock almost seems to reverberate from your hands, from the instrument itself, through your body and then up to your brain. It's like a nice little wave rolling to your head. Slams into you.
Gah! Peck, are you sure this is a good idea?
You just need to destroy it. I believe in you. You're stronger than the hags. Oh, can you imagine? Rita, the destroyer of the hags.
All right.
Rita, stop.
I cast enhance ability on myself
Okay. Which one?
to give myself Boar's strength.
Are you gonna knock yourself out?
I was gonna say, this is gonna be fun when you go unconscious, and I'm like, oh man, a good thing I used my healing potion on the NPC.
I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to the longsword. But yes, I'm still going.
I'm gonna get actually Tarvik's gonna walk into the kitchen and just start looking around, seeing if there's anything that looks like even half decent in there.
Half decent, like items, like
not food. Yeah, like any sort of equipment, things. If there's like a knife set that would have looked nice, things like that.
So, and you would find in a normal kitchen. You find here, but as I said earlier, it's not nice in any sense of the word. It's like serviceable, but everything here hasn't necessarily been kept clean or tidy or even sharp. It's just kind of like tools being used, and the hags didn't really care about any type of tidiness or anything. They just cared about their servant providing them whatever they wanted.
Yeah, then I will just I'll just spend a couple minutes like going through the cabinets and things and making sure there's nothing hidden in there. But other than that, I'll give investigation.
Yeah, make an investigation. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. 7. More or less, I'm just kind of waiting for Rita to pass, either successfully change Gorba back and or pass out, and then I will go from there.
You find the really nice tea that Cassandra had laid out, and there's still some left, though you didn't taste any, so you don't know if it's actually good or not. But you saw the tea that Cassandra used. Do
I know if it's like I have some knowledge of herbs? Would I be able to tell if it's like poisonous tea or anything like that?
I'll use your investigation that you just did. As you take a look and you kind of smell it, it doesn't seem like it's poisonous by the smell itself.
Okay, I'll take the rest of the tea.
Okay. What about Cassandra and Roland as Rita does these attacks?
Rita, you don't have to do this. It's okay.
Rita, let's try to spell magic.
Does a 25 hit?
After this one, I'm definitely going to use force.
Yes, it does, and make me another athletics check.
Alright, this time at advantage.
Advantage for what reason?
Enhance ability.
Oh, yes, you use boar strength, yeah. Or bull strength, yeah.
It's a little better.
Yeah. So you slash, and this time it does leave, it's like a slash, but it doesn't necessarily tear the paper. It just has, basically like a black line in it. It seems like you made damage, but not at the same time. Like, it doesn't have a typical tear of a painting. It just looks like someone drew with, like, a pen, a black line across it where you slashed.
It's working! Again!
Are you going for another attack?
I mean, if no one's stopping me, yeah.
I'm gonna try and stop her.
You're gonna try and stop her? Okay. Roll both of you athletics versus athletics.
Okay.
Can I help Cassandra?
Yeah, sure. Cassandra, you get either advantage or rolling. You can roll.
I'll give her advantage.
And Rita already has advantage because of boar strength.
Haha.
Yes.
I'm gonna tackle you and I'm gonna give you a little smack on the face. Snap out of it, Rita.
This is my destiny! I will prove that I'm stronger than the hags!
You're destined for way better things.
You've already defeated the hags. You don't need to prove anything else. Who's putting this nonsense in your head?
Don't understand.
Really don't.
Get off of me. Let me go.
Can I?
Can I try the
I have
eyes of charming on her?
Eyes of Charming? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rita, I think that's a save on your part.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Wait, hold on. Let's roll
Hold on.
initiative because this is PvP, so let's be fair.
Yeah.
So let's
You want
roll
all of us to
initiative.
roll initiative or just those
Ooh.
two?
Yeah,
Okay.
all of you, because who knows when you might come in.
Mhm.
Okay, so Cassandra, you do have. So
Okay.
for your action, you would have tried a
Charm
casting from the charm.
Yeah.
Classes. I think this is in the beyond.
Distance?
It's probably was. It's probably just charm person, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's Eyes of
I have to
Charming.
roll a d20 though, because it's fragile.
Yes, it is fragile.
A 1, I'll break it. Okay.
Ah, you're
we're good.
fine.
Alright.
Okay, I failed. You have
Okay.
advantage on. You have advantage on. I think it's just charisma rolls against me.
Charisma.
Okay.
So it's So Rita, I say Rita is charmed by you.
Great. I was gonna say,
Regarding
Rita?
the friendly acquaintance. Yeah.
let's take this slow and be smart about it. Sometimes strength is being smart.
Is she able to make a this persuasion check during her turn?
Yes, as she casts it, yes,
Okay.
because she's just
It's
talking.
advantage.
Yes, advantage.
15.
This goes through. Rita, Rita, you are regarding her as friendly and wanting to do what's best with her, and you kind of go along with that.
But I want to make Pick happy.
Maybe let's bring Pick out here. Can Pick come out?
Pick is here. And like
You
she sort of
can't-
like she like points at the guitar, while sort of like, you know, I guess her arms are you know, I don't know, however you're grappling her, but she's sort of pointing through it toward Pick.
I just imagine like one arm by the chest with the finger just like moving.
Okay, I will get off of you and pick up Pick and start talking to Pick on my next turn, I guess. I have a bonus action to use an object, so that'll be me picking up Pick.
Tarvik, you're still just chilling.
I don't. How long has it been since I started looking for tea?
Under a minute.
Okay, yeah, then I'm still looking for tea.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. And Rita.
I get up and Cassandra, what are you doing? And I sort of reach out to you know, try to take Pick, but I'll kind of, because I'm charmed and persuaded, I'll kind of wait for her to give him back. But Rita's a little bit uncomfortable that you're holding Pick.
Mm-hmm.
Rita, that's what you hear in Pick's head. Or that's what you hear in your head from Pick. Roland, as you see this happen, as Cassandra is kind of here, actually closer, you guys are closer. What do you do, if anything?
I'm not gonna do anything yet, but I'm definitely making body language like I'm on Cassandra's side from this, of like, everything's fine, let's talk to Pick. Alright.
You would actually probably be positioned this way if you were helping with the grapple of, though not a grapple, but just subduing Rita. Cassandra, as you try and converse, what do you say?
Hey, Pict. Rita's getting real hurt here. Why don't we do this the smart way? I dispel the magic and we'll outsmart the hags, which is even more clever and strong than just slashing away like barbarians. How about that?
Okay, I'm gonna write something to Rita. Give me a sec. Tarvik, you're still just chilling over there. Rita.
Can I have pick back? And I'm just
Why won't he
holding my
talk
hand
to
out.
me?
He seems to. I think he's coming around to whatever to what you guys want to do.
Okay. I'll hand pick back to you.
Rita seems to like relax a little bit.
Roland.
Huh.
Can I insight? I don't know. I kind of more want to insight what's happening with Pick. Like, why would a creature be trying to harm who's supposed to be his ally? Is this on purpose? Is something weird going on here? Can I do anything with insight?
You can try and insight Rita, or if you want to try and insight the guitar, you can certainly try.
I'd like to try to insight the guitar.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead and roll insight for me.
I should know a GM, but that's
Yeah. This strange musical device looks no different than it has before. I'll say you guys are clear of initiative,
Okay.
as this has turned
Alright.
fairly calm.
Alright, we're all good. We're all calm here. Let's go back to the spa and enjoy the healing waters. Wait for Roland and Tarbik to recover from all of the magic use today. And we'll come right back to this. Sound good?
is Rita moving?
Yeah, I guess.
I know. I want to do it all right now too, but this is some weird magic shit that we gotta deal with.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
But the spa is pretty nice, and maybe Glitter. Maybe you want to go enjoy the spa a little bit.
Do you say that to Glitter?
Yeah.
Again, focused very much on Gorba and calming and just kind of talking. He just kind of turns over and says, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, no, he changed. Oh, that's right. He says,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry, did you say something to me?
Yeah, why don't you guys join us at the spa where it's nice and peaceful. You can recover from your trauma a little bit.
Yeah, I think that would sound nice. Gorba, what do you think? She just kind of nods her head and says, okay, we'll follow you.
After about a minute, Rita's gonna realize I charmed her.
Yeah, you know.
Wow, Cassandra, that was wasn't bad. And she sort of like punches you on, like she squats down to like punch you on the shoulder. Like this is pretty good. Nice one.
All right, good. glad it worked. You're a stubborn lady.
I don't know. I just Pick's right. It would be amazing. I'd be a legend.
Yeah, you are a legend to us.
Yeah,
And Rita is just sort of like she's like looking off into the distance with like this sort of this glimmer in her eye again and the smile on her face.
That guy already asked you for your autograph. You're going places.
I don't want to be discouraging to you, but nothing's worth hurting yourself from. Like, I don't like that he convinced you to hurt yourself. This isn't okay.
We're walking to the spa, I imagine.
Yeah.
Tarvik, you coming?
No, no. Pick would never hurt me. Pick. No, you just don't understand. You just don't understand the relationship that we have.
Since it's easier for me to talk now, since not too much is going on, Rita, in your head, Pick says to you, "Yeah, why are they getting on my ass for? Jeez, we just want to save those people without having to go through the hurdles of, do you give me consent?" And you can feel in your head he's like doing air quotes if he had fingers. Jeez, we just need to save these people quick and fast and heroic. They don't understand, Rita.
I mean, they make good points, and I don't know. It's consent matters. I mean, I can't imagine why they wouldn't want to go back, but you know, I mean, maybe they do.
They're your friends.
Yeah.
Tarvik, you coming with?
I don't know if he heard you. Tarvik?
Muted.
I was talking during that, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Now, I just said, "Oh, are we gonna go do the explore the basement part now?"
No, we're gonna go to the spa.
That is a good point, though, that we haven't gone into the basement yet. Do you want to just wait till tomorrow for that?
I mean, I guess the door is locked. I just
Fire.
we don't know what's in there, and I'm worried that if we wait, it might affect the people here. So
I'll try my thieves' tools. Bring me to the door.
I look over at Gorba, who's probably still kind of shocked. I'm like, right, I guess we'll figure it out. Start. I think these are the stairs here. Wherever
right
the
here
stairs
in the
down
middle.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, in the middle? Yeah, then I'll take the stairs down to the next level, and then to whatever doors lead to the basement.
Yeah. Well, I think here this is where we'll end.